Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Today we are here with a video on the slowest to fastest quest in old school RuneScape. Basically, I have obtained some information from the almighty Slayer Music. He did not give me permission to do it. However, I mean, I just looked at his video times. The dude's a god. If you guys haven't checked out his videos, I mean, I imagine you'd have, but he makes quest guides, quick quest guides. He does them the best, in my opinion. So basically, I went to his channel and he has all the quests done. I took the times that it takes him to complete those quests, and from there, I can figure out what are the longest quests, what are the shortest quests, how many quest points you can expect per hour, what the quickest quest per quest point is. Just so much information from that. So while he did not help out with this video, not that I even needed him to, I still greatly appreciate what he does in terms of quest guides and just what he does for the community. So not that I need to, but you know, feel free to check him out, obviously. And yeah, personally on this account, I have a quest cape. First time I've ever actually gotten one. So I am pretty happy with my accomplishments. Don't look at the mini quests. But today this is going to be a useful general information thing, but it'll also help out a lot of people that are currently questing, and maybe you want to speed your way to Barrow's Gloves, do some quicker quests, or you just want to know what's in store for you in the future of questing. So with that said, I'm going to pop on over to my Excel sheet and we'll get this started. So over on the dock, I mean, it's not too colorful, but it gets the job done. You guys understand what's going on. As far as the top columns, we have the quest in alphabetical order. We have how much time it has taken. Like I said, I just took those from Slayer Music's videos. The quest points that you get from each one. Keep in mind, I split up a Recipe for Disaster into all the subparts instead of just the one full thing, because I don't really think people do it like that. And finally, the quest points per hour, which is essentially just taking, you know, how much time and then how many quest points you get for that time. So here, 15 minutes goes into an hour 4 times, so you get 4 quest points per hour. All of this information combined is going to give us some useful analysis. So to start, we will be looking at the longest to shortest quest in old school RuneScape. Starting at the top, as you can see, just kind of scrolling through the top 10, we have Song of the Elves and then Monkey Madness 2, both above 2 hours. Those ones are pretty tough and can actually be made a lot longer, along with Dragon Slayer 2, which is close to 2 hours. Like, these 3 are really the big uns. And yeah, if you end up messing up certain stuff in there, it can definitely be over 2, so just be weary of that. Rag and Bone Man honestly might be the most annoying that's up here, because you only get 1 quest point and really no unlocks. It's just kind of like a stray quest that takes far too long and you just have to kill a bunch of different stuff. And then rounding out our top 5, we have the Legends quest as well, which is also pretty tedious, just in the sense you have to run around Karamja a lot. Filling out the rest of the top 10, we have Desert Treasure, Lunar Diplomacy, Sins of the Father, Forgettable Tale, and Garden of Tranquility. And that takes you to about most of the quests that take over an hour. And then scrolling down, I'll just kind of go through them all so you guys can get an idea what you're looking at. What I always tell people, and you'll kind of notice it in the stretch right here, like, there are so many quests that take a good amount of time that only give 2 or 1 quest point. So if you do end up like speed running Barrow's Gloves and going for all of the high quest point quests, you're going to be stuck with a lot of kind of terrible quests afterwards. So I recommend doing quests as you see necessary and not focusing too much on pushing Barrow's Gloves or the overall quest points for it, because afterwards you'll kind of be in a rut. But that is just me. And then scrolling down, we'll just go all the way, and the bottom 10 are basically all just insanely quick, more so quests that you just kind of go there with all of the items and then you can get them done. So yeah, I mean, I guess at the bottom 5 at least, Sheep Shearer, Imp Catcher, Doric's Quest, Cook's Assistant, and Restless Ghost all take under 2 minutes or less. So pretty easy quest points to be had there. And then finishing out the top 10 of the easiest quests, you got Witch's Potion, Rune Mysteries, Vampire Slayer, Goblin Diplomacy, and Recipe for Disaster, the Goblin section. I mean, overall, mostly free-to-play quests. They're not meant to be that difficult, so it makes sense that they would be so easy and so quick. Now, as far as the most quest points that you get from a quest to the least, the highest actually is Merlin's Crystal, which is very strange. The quest points per hour pretty high, as you can see. 40 right here. Goblin Diplomacy, you get 5 quest points for a 3-minute quest. So yeah, these numbers can get pretty high. The one up here that actually gives a ton of quest points but is not good quest points per hour is Dragon Slayer 2, because like we talked about earlier, it takes close to 2 hours. But yeah, as far as the highest quest point quests, these are kind of the ones you'll want to focus towards. Some of these pretty difficult, but at the same time, some of them are not at all, like Romeo and Juliet, the Grand Tree, Druidic Ritual, Ernest the Chicken. I mean, just some easy ones to be had in there. So if you don't have those done, definitely give them a peek. And then I'll just scroll down again just so you guys can get a sense of all of them if you would like to. So the top of each like different quest point segment will have the quickest one out of those, and it sorts down from there. So pretty useful in that regard. But decent little stack of 3 there, and then there's just an absolute ton with 2. As you can tell, none that are too easy, but at the same time, I mean, quests really don't get bad until you start doing like 45-minute quests, in my opinion. And then if you're not really unlocking anything too useful, it is kind of rough. As you can tell, a lot of 1 quest point quests that are pretty quick to get done, but it makes sense why they are worth less quest points overall. And just scrolling down, there is quite a lot of quests that give you 1 quest point, so you can take a peek there. But in terms of kind of the worst ones that give you 1 quest point, like I said right here, this one, horrid. Rag and Bone Man, just an awful quest and awful rewards. Like I said, I mean, this kind of reaffirms my belief, so I'm glad to see that. Fremnic Isles, I mean, there's a decent unlock there. Just, I mean, the Fremnic quests as a whole are a little tedious, and I mean, you can see going up which ones kind of take the longest for 1 quest point, but it's not too big of a deal. You got to get them done anyways eventually if you want that quest cape, so just the deed that needs to be done. And then scrolling on over to the most quest points per hour, as you can see, the top one, very top of the list, is Sheep Shearer. Granted, I gave this a half-minute time. I could have put it down for a minute. I was mostly being a stickler and having a full minute or not, but this one was legitimately like a 30-second guide, so I felt like it would be unjust to put it as a minute. And then, like we said earlier, Goblin Diplomacy, really high up there in terms of quest points per hour. And yeah, the top 10, as you can see right here, all pretty good. Merlin's Crystal probably being like, the one that we talked about earlier, the most quest points, and still at 9 minutes. I mean, it's pretty good stuff for kind of the mid-level game if you don't have that done. But yeah, that's the top 10. And then again, we'll just scroll down and see what we got going on. But I mean, overall, this was quite a joy to put together, and now whenever I have to do like a load of quests on my Iron Man or something, I can kind of look at it and see where I'm going and how long it's going to take me, so I'm excited for that. And like I said earlier, if you're trying to, push the last little bit of Barrow's Gloves, I wouldn't blame you if you went for some of these quests that are high quest points per hour, because, in theory, it'll take you less time to get to where you want to be. But yeah, again, the bottom one, like we mentioned before, Rag and Bowman, and then Fremnic Isles, Taste of Hope. It makes sense that these are down here because they're long quests that give 1 quest point, so it, matches up. And then you got some of the kind of more end game quests with Song of the Elves and Monkey Madness 2, because those take so goddamn long that even if they give you 4 quest points, it's still not that great. And yeah, you kind of have a mix of just awful 1 quest point quests and then, quests that are moderately useful, but just so long. So yeah. Now we'll go back to the original doc and kind of give you the last 2 numbers that are pretty useful. The first one being that it should take you 52.1 hours total to complete all these quests. Now this does not include like time to gather, so if you're an Iron Man, obviously going to be much more than that. And if you're a main account, it'll be a decent bit more than that, but at the same time, it's not too hard to buy most things from the Grand Exchange. And as far as the average quest points per quest that you do, it should be around 1.8. So like I said earlier, if you're doing quests, all of the quests that have 4 or 5 or 3 quest points per, eventually you're going to have to do a ton that have 1, because this thing does not average out to a very high amount. So like I said, keep that in mind. So that's it as far as the questing goes and the Excel sheet. I was going to make like top 10 lists of a lot of these different things, but then I was like, well, what's the point? Why would I only give you the top 10 best or worst of each segment? Why wouldn't I just show you every single one? So then if you want to pause and go through it, you can, and then have access to all of that. In addition to that, I did not want to put this out as a Google Doc because like I said, I showed all the information so you can pause it wherever and see what you want to see. And the last few times times I've tried to share a Google Doc, it may have not gone as planned. So don't want that to happen again. I'll leave the information out there for you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, though, make sure to leave a like. Anything you want to tell me, let me know in a comment down below. And on top of that, if you guys want to see more videos like this as soon as they go live, make sure to subscribe. And with that said, hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and peace.